Hi Frank. I am going to be showcasing my resume and my cover letter, and I am a co-op student. So I will also be doing the Demonware software and development internships role right here, and I'm going to start with my resume. Now the role there was actually quite a bit of technical. There wasn't much of a requirement of for technical stuff, and so it's a little bit like ambiguous. But on the left side right here, you can see that I put in Python and Java, which is very likely going to be the case where the technology that they're going to be using. And then these are some it's not required, but they also have knowledge of the databases, MongoDB, NoSQL, and then some web development stuff, and which also includes a framework that I also learned over the summer, and it did ask for Git control, source control. So in here, I do have Git preferred, and I do have Git and GitHub and source tree on there. And because this is Demonware, it's very likely that they are going to be using a lot of object-oriented principles. So I have OOP principles right here, and with the nowadays development standard, it's very likely going to be agile. So which I also have, and unit testing, which is crucial for any kind of development. And they do ask for good debugging skills, which I just need to take a look at where it is on the right side. Oh, right there. It says excellent debugging skills. I put it on there. And yeah, and as you can see over here, I have my projects, and this is my personal project, academic. And during my first project, I wrote because they're looking for someone who have a good grasp of fundamental algorithms and data structures, which I in here I wrote down writing optimized CSV file, which I have to convert it into a efficient data structure in order to store into MongoDB, which I have put down in this point. And then this is an extension of the second point. And then they do talk about REST API up there. Yep. I don't really have REST web services, but I do believe it has to do with API. So I also have it on my points out for my project. And now on to my second point. Uh, Data structures and analytical skills. As you can see, I have the server-side logic, data processing, which is required for analytical skills, as well as algorithms and data structures. And aside from that, I also implemented the logic for password resetting and profile editing, which is part of the security sector of the job posting, which is right here on the right side, as you can see. Security, and then facilitate Scrum meetings and integrating client meetings. So that would require a lot of client communications and hosting client meetings, which they also do look for on the right side. Let me just take a look. Yep, can clearly communicate technical concepts in plain English, which really you have to talk to the client in layman terms from time to time. So I do believe that meets the requirement as well. And the third one is more or less the same thing. And then right here, I have my educations. I put down my GPA and my second degree from UFT with mathematics, and my work experience, which I do also do believe is going to be quite useful. At least the most recent one will be. Demonstrated a strong attention to detail from conducting QA on graphics, art, and script. Although it's not necessarily software development, but then I think it demonstrated a attention to details, which I believe it's applicable to any kind of jobs, and it has some sort of quality assurance elements in it. So I also do believe that that will be a desirable skills. And again, I also facilitated. I was the project lead, so I also facilitated some QA teams in client meetings, which, yeah, also demonstrate this point on the right. And that's pretty much it. And because I'm also applying to a software engineering role for a gaming for like a gaming project. I also have gaming as my interest, and then gymming and badminton that just kind of demonstrate that I'm an active person, and reading is to demonstrate that I'm eager to learn in general. So that basically sums up my resume. Now I'm going to move on to my cover letter, which is right there. Now, starting with the cover letter, this matches the role for the software development internships. And I'm gonna break down each part of my cover letter. Right now, it says "Dear Hiring Manager" because I don't really know who I'm writing to. Now, I started with this paragraph right here. As someone who likes solving problems, I'm constantly exploring innovative solutions to complex problems and finding effective solutions. This is reflective over a point on the right here, identifying sophisticated problems and finding simple solutions. I just want to express to the hiring manager that I actually like solving problems a lot, and I believe that this is a good opening. And uh, and then I started talking about why I'm applying to the role, and I'm particularly drawn to the products that Demonware. I understand that Demonware did not make Call of Duty, but they have participated in making like Call of Duty in terms of like a feature in them, right? For example, like like they made the online feature, the matchmaking, which I talked about. I've played this game online, and and I'm so very engaged in them. So that is just to show that I'm really passionate about their solutions and how they made the matchmaking enjoyable for me. And and this is just like a very typical like closing sentence for the opening paragraph. And yes, and then I'm gonna go move on to the details of the body paragraph of my cover letter. Now, as you can see, many of these are just talking about, oh, I started these projects, but I'm gonna go the highlighted points are the ones that are targeted towards the job posting itself. As you can see, it's agile development, and then while developing different features on different Git branches, that is to show that I can do both agile development while working with different people on GitHub, on Git, and different kind of version controls. While like having different branches, not to mess with the main branch of the development, but then I'm gonna have a side branch that help me develop whatever I need to develop. That is just to showcase that I know how to use Git on the right side right here, and then it also talks about security up there. Let me just find the security part of. Let me just search right here. Security. Yep, right there. Now it says experience with security and scalability. As you can see on the left here, I also mentioned that I also implement the features such as account authentications, data securing, account recovery. These are very good examples of security. And talking about scalability, which I'm going to get to in a minute, but then the ability to debug through the browsers has allowed me to quickly resolve any bug encountered. That also is a direct reflection towards the job postings on the right, where it says debugging skills. Yeah, debugging skills on the right side. And they also mentioned the fact that they want the applicants to be participating in design and code reviews, which I also directly talked about this, where I also participated in code review and design. I made sure that the program is also scalable and efficient because I tested the web app in many different environments, such as high latency and high load. I believe that is very crucial. Those are very crucial aspect of developing features for an online game, and and as you can see at the bottom right here again, it says scalability. and I mentioned that I made sure that the program is scalable. And and other valuable experience that I've learned is, for example, sprint planning, requirement gathering, and all that. Those comes from the fact that they want their applicants to be able to communicate technical concepts, which I have mentioned right here. And this paragraph right here, I am just talking about a project that I made over the summer, which might not directly have to reflect with what they're doing, but they did mention the fact that they want any kind of any programming related hobbies or any kind of projects that I worked on right there. I would like to, I would like to share. I should also put that in the cover letter, and which I did. And as you can see, they want someone who knows data structures and algorithms. And like what I mentioned in the resume, I wrote this MongoDB database storing efficient data structures that I created. Now, as you can see, there's a typo here, but in the application that wasn't actually a typo. So yeah, during this project, and I think that's pretty much it for this paragraph specifically. And then this paragraph right here, it's just my past experience as a project supervisor, and I believe that this paragraph is very, very general, but it's very, very applicable to any kind of jobs because uh, knowing the importance of a deadlines and knowing how to manage time, like time management in general, and having a scheduling and any minimizing any kind of time loss, I think that's a very, very crucial skills in terms of like just in general. Like it doesn't really matter what job it is, it's just an important feature. And as when I was a project supervisor, I also have to serve as a bridge between clients and the company and the team, and that would have to demonstrate my communication skills and getting difficult ideas and technical concepts across teams and across different individuals. And I think that is going to happen for any kind of job postings. So, and that is why I put it in my paragraph as well, and I mean in my cover letter as well. And then, as you can see at the last paragraph, it's just a very, very generic uh closing paragraph. I did mention the fact that I have a mathematics degree. Um, I do believe that that is something that could be desirable for some hiring managers. And I know that you mentioned about like having being a an important asset that is a little bit old, that like everyone has heard of that already. So I got rid of that. Instead, I mentioned as an approachable and a collaborative member of the team that the team would value having. So it's a little bit more modern and it seems a little bit more easygoing. And yeah, and I just close it with look forward in meeting them in an interview and having my signature at the bottom. And I think that is pretty much it. That sums up my cover letter and once again my resume. And yeah, that's it. Thank you.